Pohto, and I work on the genealogy here at the museum. And we have wonderful collection of genealogy. But I'd like to go back to the immigration part first. There was a very important person named Kalle or Charles Hilston who immigrated from Finland in the 1880s. That's about 140 years ago. And he came to work, and he found work on the railroads. And then he needed workers, so what he did, he wrote back to Finland and said, we need workers here, and if any of you might be interested in coming, there's lots of work available building the railroads. And it was called the Butchino Railroad, which was Baltimore and Ohio. And they worked on the northeastern Ohio part of the railroad from Chardon to Fairport Harbor. And these men came, most of them were young single men, and the reason they came was that in Finland at that time, in the 1880s, was under Russian rule. And all the men were required to go to service and serve in the Russian army. And so many of them were able to immigrate to America before they went to the army. And what else was going on in Finland? They were all farm boys, and the oldest son in a family inherited the farm. So what happened was they had to work for the oldest son, and they had no way of getting ahead in the world because they were earning so little money to live. So they came to America, and many of them came to Fairport, and so some of the names of these people are in our book. We have some wonderful books here that show some of the people who worked on the railroads, and then they became dock workers. And some of the names of these people, some of the last names are Sironen, Hilston, Olila, Sari are some of the names, and they worked very hard on the docks. After the railroad was built, then they worked on the docks, and the docks were used. Well, they got iron ore from the ships, and then they put the iron ore on the railroad to be taken to different places. I had a grandfather in Finland who worked on the railroads here, but he never stayed here for long periods of time, maybe just for a year or two, and then he went back to Finland. So he was here in Fairport working on the railroads. Now, I came from Finland when I was a little girl, and this is my family up here. My maiden name was Kallioma, and I was only 9 years old when my family came here. And we settled in Fairport Harbor. So this is the genealogy room that has many of the families that came came very early. My family came in 1955. Now we have records upstairs. What I do here, and I have a committee. We collect Finnish genealogy. So if people have done their genealogy, they might want to share it with us. So we have files of information. And what we do is use a form like this to they fill this out. And then any pictures or any other information that they have, we have it then put in their file. So if anybody wants to know about a certain family, they can come to the museum and see if we have information. And if we do not, then maybe they can do the research and give us the information.